ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So we are going to start from verse number 12 today. Chant first. काङ्क्षतः कर्मणां सिद्धि यजन्त इह देवता क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा। काङ्क्षतः desiring karmanam of fruitive activities, siddhim perfection, yajante they worship by sacrifices, iha in the material world, devataha the demigods, kshipram very quickly, he certainly, manushe in human society, loke within this world, siddhihi success, bhavati comes, karmaja from fruitive work. Translation. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. Thank you. So we see that Here Bhagavan is saying that fruitive results are very easy to receive in human society within this world, and the reactions come very fast. And here we will discuss on these two words, that is, one is Devataha and Siddhi. Devataha means the demigods who are also parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, but more powerful than the ordinary human beings, and delegated with powers to manage this material world. And Siddhi means material success. Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. So that result are the reactions which come very fast in this material world. Through that the people get Siddhi. That Siddhi is a material success, but not Swarupa Siddhi. Swarupa Siddhi is attaining own spiritual identity. So this kind of Siddhi we see as it is material in nature. So this cannot give eternal happiness, and which is easy to get is not easy to, cannot stay long. Which is easy to get cannot stay long, whereas which stays permanently is not easy to attain. And that is why the Vedas, the Upanishads say that Nayam Atma Tvaramanena Labhya. So we have to have patience to attain that permanent happiness. So we see that by knowing which a person can receive eternal happiness is the true knowledge or wisdom, which Bhagavan is imparting here. And as in Bhagavad Gita, karma, jnana and bhakti is so beautifully explained by the Lord. And if we study thoroughly, we can actually see how Bhagavan is presenting us the ultimate package to reach Him. So, briefly, know the Lord Tattvataha. Number 2, have pure devotion in heart. And number 3, work rigorously for the pleasure of the Lord. These 3 principles have been established thoroughly in Bhagavad Gita. And this is the suggested path for all, irrespective of caste, creed, gender, and anything like that. So, but see, the action, the type of actions may vary. That Bhagavan is discussing in the next verse number 13. Verse number 13 we will chant. चातुर्वर्णं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्य कर्तारमव्ययम्. Chaturvarnyam, the 4 divisions of human society. Maya, by me. Srishtam, created. Guna, of quality. Karma, and work. Vibhagashaha, in terms of division. Tasya, of that. Kartaram, the father. Api, although. Mam, me. Vidhi, you may know. Akartaram, as the non-doer. Avyayam, unchangeable. Translation. According to the 3 modes of material nature and the work associated with them, The four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Thank you. So, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. So, these four divisions of human society are created by me. On the basis of what? The basis is three gunas and the works associated with them. And Bhagavan says that Maya Srishtam, this system is also created by the Lord. And that is why we see, as it is created by the Lord and not created by any human effort, it is natural. It is natural. So the karma which is in tune with our nature is our sahaja karma or swabhava karma or natural karma. Bhagavan is prescribing us to stick to that only, which is our natural karma according to the three gunas and the works associated with them. So Varna, gunas and works are very closely associated with each other. Now we see, he says that I am the non-doer, tasya kartaram api mam vidya, tasya kartaram api, I am the controller of all those varna and the things associated with it. But vidya akartaram avyayam, but know me as the non-doer, that is akarta, and the changeless, that is avyaya. Okay, now we'll have a brief look on these four castes and that is varna, then guna, then the type of action or the swabhava, we can say. These three things we will just have a look on. So number one is Brahmana. Brahmana, they are the real teachers. They are the real teachers of this world. As far as guna is concerned, they are full of sattva guna or the mode of goodness. And as the nature, he is enlightened, spreads the knowledge, always thinks of the highest welfare of the society. His only concern is the Lord. He is completely unattached from the material wants. So these are the characteristics. Next is Kshatriya. Kshatriya, they are the administrators. Guna, they have a sattva-based Rajoguna. And for that, sattva guna, they have an inclination to attain the Lord, but due to the rajoguna, they are still going through a battle to conquer the senses. So they are the Kshatriyas, and they are actually trying to get rid of Kshata. Kshatriya, Tranaya from Kshata. So Kshata means wound. Here wound means that the wounds of the mind which is preventing us for the spiritual upliftment. So that Kshata. Number three is Vaishya. Vaishya, the traders. They have a Rajo-based Sattva Guna. So very little amount of Sattva Guna. They have Rajoguna. Mainly, predominant is Rajoguna along with Tamoguna. So it is a combination of Sattva, Raja and Tama. Vaishya. But specifically, the inclination is going towards Tamoguna. From here only we can see. So that is why they are in a give and take relationship even with the Lord. So they are basically, when we will learn different kind of bhaktas, we will come to know that artharthi, they fall in this category. And number 4 is Shudra. Shudra are the laborers or the servitor class. For them, Tamoguna is very predominant and very little Rajoguna is there. That is why they can work. And it is said that Shochati iti Shudraha. Shochati. So they are always grief-stricken and restless with anxiety. And spiritual queries haven't sprung up in their minds. They are still engaged in sense gratification alone. So here we see that Bhagavan hasn't uttered a single word related to birth. So it is applicable for everybody. And if everyone is engaged in their respective duties and work for the welfare of the world, then they can truly attain the Lord at the end. So this is the prescription by the Lord here. And number 14 and 15 we will chant together. 14 and 15. न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्म फले स्पृहा इति मां योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते. Na, never. Mam, me. Karmani, all kinds of work. Limpanti, do affect. Na, nor. Me, my. Karma phale, infinitive action. Spriha, aspiration. Iti, thus. Mam, me. Yaha, one who. Abhijanati, abhijanati, does know. Karma bhihi, by the reaction of such work. Na, never. Saha, he. Badhyate, becomes entangled. Translation. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. And text 15 we will chant. Evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvaih purvataram kritam. Evam, thus, jnatva, knowing well, kritam was performed, karma, work, purvaihi, by past authorities, api, indeed, mumukshubhihi, who attained liberation, kuru, just perform, karma, prescribed duty, eva, certainly, tasmat, therefore, tvam, you, purvaihi, by the predecessors, purvataram, in ancient times, kritam, as performed. Translation. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Thank you. So, it is already stated, as we were discussing from the last verses. This particular verse, verse number 14, Namam karmani limpanti name karma phalespriha. So, there is no work that affects me. Namam karmani limpanti. And I do not aspire for the fruits of any action. name karma phale spriha. As we see in the previous chapter, third chapter, there was a similar verse like this. Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana na anavaptam avaptavyam vartma eva chakarmani. When Bhagavan was speaking about Janaka and the rishis who performed for to give the general people proper direction how to live their lives. So in this connection, when Bhagavan cited his example, then we saw this verse. So he creates everything but remains aloof from everything created. Now this is his Yogeshwarya, mystic potency, which is actually inconceivable, that is achintya. And Bhagavan says that who understands this, he also becomes free from the fruits of action, that is karma bandhana. So we see when we understand this Yogeshwarya of the Lord and know that we are also qualitatively one with him, we also be able to detach ourselves from the material infatuation and the fruits of action. And that is why karmabhir nasa badhyate. We are no more can be entangled by the fruits of action. So Bhagavan here is concluding and giving instruction to Arjuna that understanding of the transcendental truth ultimately leads a man to perform his actions in the detached and devotional mode. Detached and devotional mode. And so Arjuna, you must perform all the actions following in the footsteps of the liberated souls of the past. So this is the conclusion here. And then Bhagavan will describe about karma, akarma and vikarma. That is very important, so we cannot move on to that section. We will discuss that in our later class, in the next class. Okay. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम